Diaphyseal fractures of long bones like the humerus, tibia, and femur are staples of orthopedic practice. For decades, the standard for stabilizing these injuries has been open reduction and internal fixation, a method requiring extensive soft tissue dissection and periosteal stripping. Minimally invasive plate osteosynthesis, or MIPO, was developed to address these biological costs by utilizing indirect reduction and percutaneous plate insertion to minimize vascular compromise at the fracture site. When researchers tracked 60 patients in a comparative study for the Journal of Orthopaedic Case Reports, they found that this minimally invasive approach yielded significantly faster healing times, less intraoperative bleeding, and lower systemic inflammation than traditional plating. This evidence challenges the traditional reliance on extensive surgical exposure, forcing a reevaluation of how surgical efficiency and localized trauma impact long-term patient recovery. This chart compares surgical efficiency. MIPO reduces the average operative duration to 72.5 minutes, saving 17 minutes over conventional plating. The impact on blood loss is even more significant, dropping to 118 milliliters with MIPO, less than half the 245 milliliters typical of conventional plating. This reduction in bleeding directly impacts patient care, lowering the requirement for postoperative blood transfusions from 33% in the conventional group to just 10% for MIPO patients. Ultimately, these intraoperative efficiencies allow for faster discharges. Patients treated with MIPO left the hospital in an average of 6.2 days, nearly 3 days sooner than the standard recovery group. Because MIPO uses indirect reduction, surgeons can stabilize the bone while bypassing major muscle groups. This limited surgical exposure preserves the local biological environment and blood supply essential for bone repair. This table details laboratory parameters measuring the systemic inflammatory response, specifically C-reactive protein and total leukocyte count. On postoperative days 1 and 3, the conventional plating group experienced significantly higher spikes in both inflammation markers compared to the MIPO cohort. These metrics confirm that MIPO creates a measurably blunted systemic inflammatory response, acting as a much gentler biological insult to the patient's system. These radiographs contrast the immediate postoperative results and healed fractures for both techniques. The MIPO group achieved full fracture union in an average of 14.8 weeks, which is 2.4 weeks faster than the conventional cohort. Despite the reduced surgical exposure, the study found no sacrifice in safety. Overall union rates and complication profiles, including infection and implant failure, remained comparable between the two methods. Preserving the fracture hematoma and periosteal blood supply pays off clinically. It delivers accelerated healing without compromising the stability of the fixation or patient safety. These findings are clinically significant, though they rely on a single-center, non-randomized study of 60 patients with a 6-month follow-up window. There is also a technical barrier to entry. MIPO involves a steeper learning curve and requires a heavy reliance on intraoperative fluoroscopy to ensure proper alignment. However, the data demonstrates 3 major wins. Surgical blood loss was cut in half, the systemic biological insult was reduced, and fracture union was accelerated by over 2 weeks. These results indicate that for properly selected long bone fractures, MIPO is a superior alternative to conventional plating when performed by a surgeon with the requisite technical expertise.